Hello, and welcome back to Kim's Cozy Corner. I'm Kim, and we are on week 5 of our seed starting 2023 journey. And I want to show you what we're up potting today. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is show you an update on what's going on inside the indoor growing kit. Please take a look at this video so you can see how things are doing. Welcome back to my week 5 seedling update. Let me share with you how all of my seedlings are doing. These are the items that I up potted last week. These are the onion from last week. The butter crunch did not germinate. All of the onion that I planted last week is starting to break ground. The broccoli did not germinate. These were up potted. The lettuce. In the back, that dark rodent that was on life support last week is looking good. Rhubarb continues to fill out. And look here, look at the plants here. You see those yellowing on the leaves? That means I over fertilized. So those plants received too much fertilizer the last time that I watered with fertilizer. So I'm going to have to back off the amount of fertilizer that I am using. The potatoes are really coming up. This is a weed. Here's the other container of potatoes. I have potatoes coming up in 4 of the 5 areas. This corner did not germinate, so I'll replant that corner. This is my cimarron and white Paris romaine lettuce. For the GreenStalk, I'll just give it a spin and let you see how it's doing. This is 2 weeks on this row here. On these next 2 rows, they have been here now for about a month. And look at that. I will be cutting this lettuce, and we will have lettuce this week as part of our dinner. And carrots are just coming up good. I do see some spots. I could probably reseed some of those areas. And that's it for the week 5 seedling update. As you can see in the video, everything's looking tip-top shape. Everything's doing really, really well. Everything's doing so well that we really don't need to start any new plants for week 5. But we do need to finish up potting some of the other plants we had out there. So we're going to up pot the cabbage. We are going to up pot the bok choy. And we're going to do something about this celery. And so those are the 3 that we're going to up pot today. I was traveling all last week, and then I'm going to travel for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to have to figure out how to pace myself so I can get through the work travel and continue moving forward so that we're ready to start our garden on time. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is fill up the containers so that we can up pot. Let's start with the cabbage. So I have 2 types of cabbage here, and I'm going to up pot those. I'm in 2 cells, and I should be able to take each of those to 3 cells apiece. If you want to know how I fill my containers, please check out Seed Starting weeks 1, 2, and 3. I do a pretty good job of explaining this process, but for this, I'm going to just go through the steps. I will fast forward it so you don't have to wait. there we have it. I was able to go from 2 cells a piece to 4 cells a piece. 3, 4, yes, 4 cells a piece. So I ended up with a total of 4 instead of 2. So I doubled the size. Next, we're going to work on the bok choy. Bok choy is showing the second true leaf, or actually 2 true leaves. So we talked about this in my last video. The first 2 leaves that come up are not your true leaves. If you just wait, then you'll get another leaf or 2, and that's your true leaves. And so I actually have at least 2 true leaves on each and every one of these. But I over fertilized them, which it only needed a half teaspoon per gallon, but for whatever reason, and that was the directions, but for whatever reason, these little seedlings were probably too little to get that amount of fertilizer. And so I have some yellowing on here. So I'm going to bring you in really close so you can see where the leaves are turning yellow. And that is a sign of over fertilizing, not under. So some people will see that and just start adding more fertilizer, but no, that yellowing happens because I over fertilize. So we have to cut back on fertilizing and just use plain water for the next few waterings so that this can get healthy again. But I'm traveling for the next 2 weeks. So I need to get these up potted so they can continue to grow before I can move them into my GreenStalk. So let's up pot these into slightly larger cells so they can continue to grow and not become root bound. So we're going to take them from a 6-cell container to 4 cells containers. And you see they're not much bigger, but just a little bit. Yep, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too. And these little ones are not happy with me right now. All right, so I ended up with 12 bok choy plants. So let's get those moved over. And now we got to do something with this celery. There's way, 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 way too much celery in this pot. The only thing, though, is that this is all of the soil that I have prepared. So we will transplant as many as we can in up pot, but then we will have to come back and finish this task at a later date. But let's get as many transplanted as we can. All right, I have one more pot ready to go of the celery, and I think I have enough to do one more, so I will get the next one transplanted. All right, I was able to take care of 3 cells, and those 3 cells gave me a total of 12 more. And I still need 3 cells that I need to up pot, but at least we got the celery started. That's it for week 5. All I need to do is get some more starting mix together here so I can up pot these. And we will continue with that on week 6. But for today, that's it. Thank you for joining me for week 5 of my seed starting. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Enjoy growing. Bye-bye.